What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Jovial Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Jovi, with your co-host, Brandon. How we doing, Brandon?
Good, good. It was a long time between this and last episode.
It was a minute. It reminded me
Yeah.
of like the holiday season where you needed that time off too, and I was like, what do, what do I do?
Yeah. It did. I was it was a little bit weird just being like, so you just want to hang out,
It's
you
just
know?
want to hop on the video chat just solo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't
Yep.
mind. I missed you too, buddy. I did. How you been? How's everything? How was your trip? How was your conference or conversation? I don't run us down.
So we didn't get out of town because we had a
The
massive like snow.
snowstorm. That's
Hmm.
right. All right. How
Yeah,
that
so kind of
how, how
it
that been
kind of disrupted
affecting?
everything. It was it
Hmm.
was like let's just say the snowstorm was big enough that I was reading this morning that the state of Minnesota was 74% of the state was in drought before the snowstorm, and afterwards only 42% or 43% was in drought. So it,
Hey,
it
trying to
did,
fix it before the summertime.
yeah,
Earth is trying to
it,
like, hey, we are behind.
yeah, it was, and it was like a super heavy snow, so it was like one of those
Mm,
like like where it sits and then it compacts and you're just like,
immediately.
oh, it
Uh,
was it
I don't
was
miss that. Sir, I
no,
don't miss that at all.
no. I I don't know how everyone else is, like how old their kids are when they let, like when they let their kids do certain things, but I actually was like telling my 9-year-old, um I've taught him and trained him and he's pretty good. I was telling him like, hey man, just take our snowblower and you just go find anyone that needs help on our street, man. You
That
just
was that was
you,
me when I was
like
living
you
in Minnesota. I would just do my whole street, like both sides. Sometimes
yeah,
I
because
lived
it
around a bunch of old people though, so I felt
yeah.
like,
Yeah, but it was like one of those where you see the snowplow and you're like, mm-mm.
oh, for fuck's sake, dude,
Yeah. Yep.
bro. Because when I'd be out there and it'd already be like an hour, and
Hmm.
then they come with 10 tons of snow, and I'm like, I'm gonna go inside and have a nice
Yep.
cold liquor beverage, and then get back to it because this got me upset. Mind you, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. But it finally calmed down, snow calmed down, and I'm like, all right, I'm just about wrapped up.
Yep. Yep.
Sir, why is there 4 feet of snow in my driveway?
Yep.
What?
So I I didn't know this was an option until this last snowstorm. I was today years old when I figured out that that doesn't actually have to happen where they do that. Because I saw a snowplow driver that must have known someone on the road on our street lift the plow blade up as he went by their driveway and then put it down. And I was like, yo, 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 no, 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 no. You can do. I thought we were just doomed every time we had a snowplow come by, and he like, and it was just there wasn't anything that was right in front of their driveway, and I was going,
There's no way. I'm not gonna believe you, bro. I refuse to believe you.
I'm telling you, it wasn't everyone. It was someone specific because they like slowed down
Did
and
they
lifted
know
the
it was
blade
like
up.
an older person or something? Or like
I don't know. All I know is I
maybe it
saw
was
it
a
and I
family
was gone.
member?
It had to be like,
I refuse to
is it
accept this.
is it bad that is it bad that I like that on some level I'm like it couldn't have been a family member because I don't know, I'm not sure you're like that kind of family members. It probably had to be someone you like had some romantic interest in. Like that's where you're like, I got you, honey. Like don't you worry. But he's
Shut up.
like
Shut
your own kin. You're like, nah, you're getting a double portion. I'm like
up.
up and in.
Yo. Could you imagine? You got your house and you got your
Mhm.
neighbor's house. You're the snow driver. and you know there's infidelities.
Oh,
I revenge plowing the fuck out of this truck. You're getting every ounce of what's in this city when I tell you.
yeah.
You're not gonna have a home. You're gonna have an igloo. I promise you
Yeah.
that.
Right? Just
Oh, that can't be true, bro. That
it. You can look
because
it up.
no, because they
This
saw me out there. They saw me out there. They saw me doing work, and
I'm
they
pretty
just
sure.
did the thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they can't do it. Like, because I was out there when I watched him, and he put all the snow in my driveway, and I was like, cool, 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 cool. But that one got a free pass. What? So all I know is that it can be done.
No,
I
no.
don't think it's logical to do for every driveway because you just be stopping all the time.
Yeah, no. You might as well be MTA at that point.
Yep.
Nah, there's no point doing that. But so it's
How about
like
you? How was?
it's just like a secret menu sort of thing.
Yep.
Let me get that animal fry style, like
Hmm.
it's extra sloppy. Okay. For me, it's been kind of chilling. Because I didn't have my co-host, so I just kind of did house stuff
Just
and
walking around.
just kick rocks. Like I kind of kick rocks. There was a tin can down the street. So I had my
Dude,
hands in my pockets and just poofed it. You know.
I I did have another moment on like the Friday that we didn't like chat where I was like, oh, this is a distinctly old guy impulse right now. But I was like furniture shopping and I was like, Jovan would actually be a lot of fun with this. I would like we
Sorry.
should I'm just saying.
When I tell you, I'm looking at this new pull-out couch that's got like it's got like a really high quality bed in it, but it's also like a sectional.
Mhm.
Bro, I lit up when I saw that on Instagram. Take me, bro, because
Yep.
I'll help coordinate the whole room. Don't
Hmm.
let it just be the couch. I'll get
Yep.
like stands for plants and whatnot. Oh, yes, bring me.
Yep.
I
I
got mad at my wife because she didn't want to have me in the conversation of like colors of the wedding. I said, "Excuse me, I love colors more than you even. How dare you deny me my right?
am I right?
How?" Nah, because women keep taking over weddings, and I'm like, I'm involved. Fuck that. I got
It
so
was
mad, dude. I
it
really
was
did.
it was just a weird thought when I was walking around and I was like, that actually would be a lot of fun. And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm like an old dude now where I'm like, we should go
Mm-hmm.
peruse a furniture store sometime. Just get some
Furniture
tea.
warehouse. I'm
I
coming in
mean,
there with my tumbler, and I'm gonna have the whoever runs the desk take me on a tour. I want to see the
yep,
environment.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
hmm and just it was just another one of those where it's like, oh, yep, 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 yep. There we are, just aging again.
Okay, so speaking of that, I went to the doctor's around the same time that I said, parents, go get your checkups and stuff. And this dude tried to tell me my blood pressure was high. I said, sir, never in my existence has that been the case. Not unless I'm having an episode. So let's figure this out. Mind you, I bike to most of my stuff because I don't drive. I don't get behind the wheel because I have blackouts. So I'm like, I'd rather like be on my bike, and if I have the sensation that it's coming on, like, dive off the side of the street or something.
Yep.
Um, so it was like 142 over 90 or something like that, which is extremely high for those who don't know. Regular is 120 over
Whoa.
80. Mind you, my regular is average like 116 over 72. I've had my blood pressure checked a lot. So when he said that, I say, hey, oh no, 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 no. This has got to be one of my disorders, because absolutely not. So I ended up buying. Hold on, is it right by me? Oh, it's over there. I got a blood pressure monitor just for this. Thankfully, FSA. So, but
Whew.
I'm sitting here at home and I'm getting my regulars. And I'm like, as soon as I get in that office for the recheck, y'all got me fucked up. Cause look at this. He's like, these are excellent. And I'm like,
You just so someone didn't put it on right or something.
she said I could keep my sweater on because it looked kind of thin. And I'm like, I should probably like, and she was like, it's fine. And in between that and the fact that I bike elevated it. So when I went in the second time, I was like, nope. Raw arm, no
Mm-hmm.
sleeve, no condom on the arm at all. I'm in here.
You're the only
Arm.
person that ever was like, I'm gonna raw dog my blood pressure. Like,
Um, I I've had this thing with my ears for a while, but like recently I've had
this is a
like
weird
it's
this is a weird transition. I don't know what's happening.
so last night I was talking to Jill about something and in the inner ear there's this thing called the eustachian tube and it can get clogged sometimes, especially if you're prone to ear infections or have some genetic disorder, what have you. I am in that category. And something happened this past week where some sort of fluid got in, and and now I could just like poke my ear, and there's this popping noise. So I said, "Yo, I'm just down here fucking my ear." She said, "Yo,
Why?
dogs, come. We're going upstairs. This is enough."
Like
She
why?
shooed everyone else because I'm sitting here fucking jabbing. I'm like, "Do you hear that noise?"
Why? Why? Oh.
Bro, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
The boundary portion of my brain has an open
Just
door, and things
just
just walk
come
out.
on.
Like,
Come on in.
you can't technically go AWOL in my brain sphere. You're allowed out if you just make your way out. Cool.
Yep.
So I be saying things sometimes. So
Yep.
that's how that came up. Don't fuck your ear, guys.
Oh no.
So let's get into what I was gonna mention prior to, because it kind of deviates from the list that I gave you. I'm just gonna replace it with this idea of refreshing a relationship or restarting a relationship while still being in it.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like? How does one navigate that sphere and kind of just that topic in general? And it all started with I was watching a video. It's called Meet the Thorpes. They're a UK couple that do Instagram videos, and they were on a podcast and they were talking about essentially, yeah, restarting like like the day after your wedding day, and that type of change that like you can restart from that day and change the trajectory of your future. And it was one
Mm-hmm.
of those things. The husband had asked her, "Hey, can you grab me something?" And her initial thought was, "No, I just sat down." Like, and but to her, in her mind, in the course of their discussions, is like, God asked her, "Is that what you want for your new relationship, for your new marriage?" And she's like, "No, I want to change things." So how do you change things? I get up and say, "Yeah, I got it for you." And it's that moment of conscious decision
Mm-hmm.
and taking that moment to think about it and be like, all right, is my action changing that from the past and starting something fresh, or am I in the same motion? And it's giving
Yeah.
yourself that extra time to just like, no, I want to start fresh. And like, here's how I want to move going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that can bring elation to both sides. And I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to hear your views on that a little bit.
So I mean, I think it's always I think it's tricky with relationship. It's always trying to avoid like becoming stagnant, because the human condition, we kind of like sort of our homeostasis and what we know. And so it's really hard to really avoid those, but the more you do it and the more you practice just saying like, what steps do I want to take right now to improve the relationship?
Mm,
It's always always a great thing. Um, Mostly because it keeps you focused on just the interactions and the relationship dynamics that will improve the more that you actually invest in it.
mhm,
It's just really hard because like again, the human condition is kind of exhausting sometimes with all of life stresses and all of the other things that everyone has to do.
mhm.
Um, not to mention we got Dollar General out here, nickel and diamond people everywhere. like, but
I sent you that as a follow up because, like, yo,
yeah,
they out here trifling.
yeah. But it's I think it's so hard because it's so much energy and work to do it, but the lasting impact of having a perspective of everything you do
Mhm,
um has a ripple effect. Even a choice to not do something has a ripple effect.
right.
So not investing in the relationship is going to have an impact. Investing in it's going to have an impact. Having conflict is going to have an impact. Not having conflict is going to have an impact. Like it's all like there's no way to really avoid all of like just dealing with how to make your relationship better. And it's like I tell people in the therapy room, um, like you have three choices like at any given point in time. You
Mhm.
either get better, you do nothing, or you get worse. like, and that's it.
Isn't that really only two choices?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
mm, that's
But
loaded.
it is. It is, but it really is like you either deal with it, you don't deal with it, or it which basically is just gonna make the problem worse down the road,
Right.
or you actively make it worse. And instead of, someone's like, hey, can you get that for me? Instead of being like, oh sure, yeah. You throw it at them and, and that's how you make it worse.
Fair enough. Okay. That's fair. The active notion of making it worse and the passive notion of
Hmm.
making it worse and then making it better. The act because it's just active. There's no passively making it better.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just
There.
that doesn't exist.
Yeah. And so that's where like when you're like making a new relationship or hitting the refresh, you can do that every day. And sometimes the refresh
I would say
actually,
you have to
right. But I mean,
at
sometimes it
first,
can
at least at
even,
first.
yeah, but then once you develop a new pattern or a new set of what your norm is, then it becomes a lot easier to maintain it.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
those initial steps of doing things differently, or different than how you know them, it's tough work. But then once you set up a new pattern, you keep on that path, and then you just then it's almost like this emphasis on like just don't stop. Like
Change
you've
is
got to get.
hard and tell it's not.
Hmm.
That's one of those things that I say not just as an adjunct for my life, but just to attribute to others as well. Like, yo,
Hmm.
change sucks until it doesn't. Like, you're not gonna get around that
Hmm.
because you're going against the grain. It
Yep.
feels rough until it feels smooth.
Hmm. Yeah.
Why,
And and
why is that a hard concept to grasp? Because I feel
uh
as if many it could be that they're neglectful of that or just
mhm.
you know refuse to believe that. But your thoughts?
I I think philosophically, I think humans just really dislike discomfort. And so I think everyone gets the concept and goes, yeah, that makes sense. But to embrace it and then put it into play, I
That's
think is
fair.
a different thing because they're like, I don't want to do that. That actually makes my life harder. And like, that's actually kind of the point. Um,
That's
like
valid. That's very valid.
we don't like discomfort. Like, like this sounds really bad, but right now, I mean, we'll see how much heat we get for this right here. So like the US military, like Navy is training in boot camp right now in tennis shoes because recruits were saying that the boots were too uncomfortable. And so they're like, you can come out here with your Asics and your Nikes and you can march. And they're like, my feet hurt. Like, but where we're going, everything will hurt. Like, we're not preparing you for a walk in the park. We're preparing you
Yeah.
for like,
There is something to that pacification of our army as of recent. Now, I don't agree with all of their narratives, but in the general practice of how they're training recently, it's been pacified. It's not the letting in of gays or women or anything like that. I don't think that pacifies the group. I think it's the letting of regular tennis shoes when you're going to be walking over hot rocks that are going to feel like
yeah,
lava. Like,
yeah. I think there's part of me that's like, yeah, I see what it is. You guys let all like the like World War II vets, like they all passed away, and now all of a sudden you're like, all right, now we can be like, all right, tennis shoes for everyone. So we're
maybe,
not gonna have
maybe still not. Like, the fact that
no,
mere people, mere civilians will get dressed up more than that should give a red flag if you're trying to keep people in compliance. Army,
mm,
not that I'm trying to give you notes, but maybe don't listen this time. I don't want
it's
to. Hey, mind you, I'll get shot if it comes to martial law. Like, it's pow. I'm like, real quick, game over. I'm not wasting no time. Y'all not gonna put me in. I'm doing slavery again. That's for damn sure. I'm not
yep.
gonna get you, boy, on that one. So
But that's
square up, bro.
I think that's humans. We just don't like discomfort, even if it's for our own good. Like when you're like, go get your checkups. Like how many people listening were like,
Bro,
that's a great point.
how weird am I then to want to be constantly uncomfortable because I know that's progress.
I think you leaned into it and you've seen the benefit of it.
Cause there's always been benefit. I just chose to not. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
We hate being uncomfortable, but the only way to heal and get healthy is by being uncomfortable.
I want to be uncomfortable, bro. Strip me nude. Throw me in front of the crowd if you need to. That way I could shine. You would be out. People listen.
No.
Let me prophesy.
What?
just just dick swaying to the wind.
Uh,
And a hurricane style wind, pick it up. You didn't ask for
oh
this. You didn't
no.
ask for this when you came.
I didn't.
But
I
it
didn't.
leads
I
into the
didn't.
conversation of the diddler. Uh, Hollywood's most gruesome villain right now. When I tell
Oh.
you Twitter is tearing this man apart
I
to be
haven't. I
called the
haven't gone.
diddler. I said he dressed up like the Joker, but he really was. I
Is he back on U.S. soil? By the way.
really don't know. He took off.
Well, they got him. They got him in the airport,
Mm,
and they're like, I suppose you can leave. Give us your phone and things. And he's like, I'm just going to Antigua and the Bahamas. And then
yeah,
like the president or like mayor or whoever, whatever's in charge there was like, we have no evidence. His plane's here. We have no evidence that he's here. and which is why they let him go because they have an extradition treaty with us. And so
Mm,
the Dibbler is
the Diddler.
uh, did
Because his
Diddler?
name, because his name's Diddy,
Yeah.
and it's like the Riddler,
Oh
the
gosh.
Diddler.
So
He's out here stealing boochie
no,
cats.
no.
Running amok in Mudville, USA.
Mm. That's so. You, you were like over the line, like 3 sentences back, and you're like, I'm just gonna go.
Hard. Like he did.
Just oh no. Yeah, so he's MIA somewhere, and people are like, "Ah, maybe we shouldn't have let him go.
They
Maybe."
got his drug mule. Oh shit. They got one of his artists who was his sex worker. I'm crying.
Mm-hmm.
um his drug mule played for Syracuse University on the basketball
Right,
team.
right. How
The
did
fuck?
that? Right.
He's on his white boy Rick stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how'd you get in a mix? You know his Bucci cat was stolen.
Yep,
Bro,
for sure.
it's why Cat Williams called it. He said, yo, buckets. It's coming out this year. He said, it's coming out. I said, this man did not lie to us. I might heed his word a little bit more.
I I'm telling you, the amount of the here's what I'm worried is gonna happen is everyone's gonna be like, Cat, hey, you called some pretty significant stuff. But I could see him being like, nope, I tried to warn you. You didn't listen before. You don't get it now.
He absolutely would. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
watch his comedy special for it to come out. Because he went on tour after that. Like,
Yeah.
bro sold out in pretty much every city he was in.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, yo, Cat sat here on Club Shay Shay on Beyonce's internet, just spilling the beans about
On
everybody.
everything. Just.
I'm waiting to see that he was wrong for real. Now I know he blemished some stuff, but like the major stuff where he's like, yo, Hollywood is the devil. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why I
Yep.
gotta like strike out on my own and do my own independent films because I don't
Don't
want to
need
go to
to.
his parties.
I,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I,
Mm-mm.
I could get you real famous for the right
He's got pink cocaine,
price.
dude. It's mixed. It's mixed with ecstasy or something like that. Yeah, no, he had a whole like he's got his own very own special brew, and they said he's got documents,
Wait,
M-
for really?
music executives, artists, people in
Oh,
the.
he
They
kept
said he's got
receipts?
videos, and when the FBI comes in, they're not just on some frivolous nature ever just coming in. They know what you're doing. Your phone's already been tapped. Your people already
Oh,
been
yeah.
like compromised, so forth. They probably got one of their own in your mix. So when the FBI says, hey, we got a search warrant for your premises,
Yeah.
they know where everything's at. You're not getting
Yeah.
away.
Did you see the neighbor in the car that was like,
Uh-uh.
oh, it was like this like
I saw him crying. He
the
looked like he
neighbor?
was in tears. He was no, did he? He was walking around.
Oh.
He looked like he was in tears.
Oh, man, they're gonna find out me and Jeffrey Epstein been buddies. Like,
They're calling him the new Jeffrey.
oh,
Yeah, no, because
I mean,
he has two mansions on Star Island,
yep.
and they just be going wild. And he's got cameras in all the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of artists that have come out and been like, yeah, nah, you go to a party, you go to the third floor, it's probably just all men's up in there. And again, I'm not saying that's a problem, but drugs involved, that's not consent. That's not consent.
Got a bunch of dolphins and pufferfish up in here.
Facts. Facts.
That
And those
that
puffers
puffer,
being paused.
and they did not consent.
They did not. They're like, yo, yeah. Just tossed all over the place. Trying to sweat. Yo, get back. Oh God, no. Don't flag my video. All right, we gotta get off this. We'll talk about it another time. We gotta get off. Did you know most presidents are related?
When you say most, I knew some were, but most?
Um, all but like three.
What? No, I did not know that.
All right, finally. The first one. I got it. I was gonna start calling the segment just interesting facts because we both just seem to know way too much.
All but three.
Okay, so
I knew like
let
the
me.
first like 10 were pretty well intermingled.
That's true, but no. This would need to be there. All right, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna come out here, bring this up, pop that over there. Bam. Okay, so yeah, most presidents are related. The reason I found this out was a couple years back. There was a little. There was a. I don't want to call her a little girl. She's like tween to teen years, and she did a project on it, how their genealogy is connected to two kings. Um,
Huh.
all American presidents, including Barack Obama, are descended from both Alfred the Great and William the Conqueror, but not Henry the Eighth, which was a common one that was thought. But Martin Van
Whoa.
Buren by King John, and then that their lineage intermingles somewhere down the line, and that's how they end up all being related.
Huh.
And I found that baffling, but also conspiracy. Excuse
Yep.
me. Because there's also the conversation that we apparently got sold back to Britain at some point in time. And we're
How much
technically not an independent country.
how much did they pay for us?
I'll save that for next time because I wasn't expecting you to ask such a question like, was it a giant ass diamond like New York City? I don't know.
No.
Also, New York City was bought with a diamond. So,
Mm-hmm.
for those who didn't know. But yeah, our presidents are related. And conspiracy, do our votes matter? Who knows?
I mean, I think most of us, especially this election year, the question of do our votes matter? The fact that we're hitting rematch on, two people that should be, you know, in a home.
Facts.
I think that's kind of a moment where you're like, the answer is no. The
Yeah,
answer is
this
no.
next 4 years is going to be a bust. I can guarantee you that it's just not going to be worth a damn. Mind you, the past eight haven't really been worth a damn either. So,
Mm.
whatever. But yeah, that's my. How old were you? Sounds like today.
Yep. That's
How you do that?
oh, dude, that's so disheartening.
Yeah, no, you'll have to
It's a
go
real
on
bummer.
YouTube and look at the little girl's video. She's got a news article video where she did all the work. She might be like 13, 14. So like definitely a teen. Like, but yeah, I found that very interesting.
Super interesting.
Um, we like animals. We talk about animals. Do you know of the Tasmanian tiger?
Yep.
Have you heard the
They're
news?
they're bringing them back.
They never left.
What? They found another one?
Bro, there have been sightings for the past like 10 years.
But like confirm, like
Oh,
I know that
bro, they're Again,
Like
you'll have to look it up off screen, as I'm not going to pull it up right now. I did. Oh wait, actually, I might just have it. 1 second. Go back to this. Do this.
those poor researchers, like we're gonna bring it back from the dead, and then oh, that would have been a bummer if they were trying to basically they had one in captivity, and they're like, we did
No, there's been
it.
wild sightings.
Dang.
So like they recently saw like
Wow.
there was this one is super recent.
Oh,
Um
interesting.
so they're saying that they've been seeing them just in the wild on happenstance. So they're believing that they had made a resurgence. There was a small population, and there's been a resurgence. Because we haven't seen or documented them really since the 1920s, where the
Hmm.
1920s or 30s, where the last one died in a zoo.
Yeah.
So nature's taken back. It's stuff. Jaguars are coming back in this SoCal and Arizona and
Yep.
things like that.
Good for them.
Uh, Nature's doing what it does best, surviving. So
Hmm.
I thought that was pretty interesting too. And
Yep.
because I'm just that guy this week, how old were you when you realized humans have stripes like zebras?
We're talking fully grown human or like in utero
No, I'm
sort of thing.
talking full grown.
All right, explain, because it might be today years old. Dude, you might have gone 3 for 3. That's that's pretty uh,
We have these are not colors that humans see, but animals can see. So, like if you have dogs or cats, their
what?
eyes can recognize that we naturally have different patterns that go over our bodies.
No way.
And you can only see it through different types of rod and cones that are in the eyes. But yeah, humans actually have stripes.
Now, how'd you discover that one? Are you just like
Okay.
looking up things
No,
like I'm
no,
gonna
no, no. I actually knew this one from about 5 years ago.
okay.
The original article, the Science Alert one, I saw that on a different site. I think it was on Facebook. There's this page called I fucking love science. That's their name. That's just their name. And this article came up describing that. I used to follow them heavy, so I would get a random fact each day pretty much, or
Dang.
like whatever new was in science. Like, so cats can see that we have stripes and different like streak marks of like where the melanin is, or different like patterns of sun damage and things like that.
Dude, we have to look so hideous to animals then. Like if they can see those, you're gonna be
I
like,
don't think
well,
so. It's no different from being like a brindle dog.
fair enough.
Like, there's plenty of striped animals out there.
Hmm,
Tasmanian tiger, the okapi, which is a deer, bro.
fair.
Tigers, obviously.
Yep.
Zebras. Humans. 3 for
Crazy.
3. Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
So
That's
1 week
interesting.
I didn't have any facts that you didn't know for real, and then out the gate with 3 for 3, coming back hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not expect that.
All right.
Little.
Um, I got bad advice this week.
All right, let's hear it.
If you're gonna get revenge, do it right. Go all in. No holds bar. The good news to that, or the good advice to that, would be the best revenge is acting as if it never happened to you.
That's
Mental
a pretty good one.
manipulation is always the stronger suit. I hate
Oh,
to be that guy, but just manipulate your enemy. Good advice.
there you go.
That's all I got for y'all this week. I've been Jovi. He's been Brandon. Peace and love.